Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin facing a lawsuit this morning. Attorney General Andy Beshear says his higher education funding cut is illegal.
In Pulaski County, a judge has ordered a police chief to go to jail after not accepting the police chief's guilty plea. What Chief Gossett had to say ahead.
And the University of Kentucky is cracking down on moped drivers. What the rules of the roadway are for scooters, coming up on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
I'm Bill Bryant. Great to have you with us. Here we are on Tuesday morning, April 12th. And, the temperatures, they're cool this morning again. We've been waiting for a good change in the weather, and here it comes.
Yes. Today is our last day, I believe, and then we're going to have some high temperatures, right, Micah?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we dropped the temperatures today, and then like they were talking about, we'll see those skyrocket as we head towards your weekend. Your weekend is full of events. I'm going to talk about that in my full forecast just a few minutes, and it's perfect timing for it because the weather looks pretty good. Still a few showers left over in southeastern Kentucky. That cooler air sliding on in is 39 now in Lexington, 38 in Frankfort, and by the afternoon we're at 56 degrees. So things are, much cooler today, but let me tell you, 56 and sunny, it's really not that bad. We get in toward the next few days and you'll see 60s and 70s very quickly. Could we be seeing 80s anytime soon? I have that in my forecast coming up.
All right, see you then. Thank you.
We're tracking a story out of Rowan County this morning. We've learned that multiple businesses are damaged in a fire.
That fire started on Main Street in downtown Moorhead about 2 o'clock this morning. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with the details. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Bill. Firefighters are still battling the fire that started in downtown Moorhead 3 hours ago. At least 2 and possibly even 3 businesses are damaged. It appears as if the fire may have started in the H2O Wireless and Tobacco store on West Main Street in Moorhead. The owner of the cell phone and vape store is there and is surrounded by emotional employees. No one is hurt, but the store is damaged. A tanning business is attached to the cell phone and vape store, and it was also damaged in the fire that could be seen as far as a mile away. Firefighters are still trying to knock down the flames, so we are still waiting to get information from them about what may have started the large fire. We do have a crew on the ground there, and as soon as we get any updates, we'll bring them right to you on air and online. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. It appears an Eastern Kentucky attorney could be released from jail before his trial on charges connected to disability benefits fraud. A federal judge is expected to lay out the conditions for Eric C. Kahn's release during today's scheduled hearing. According to a court document filed yesterday, Kahn would have to use his $1.5 million home in Pikeville to secure bond. Prosecutors argued last week that he would be a flight risk if he's released. Kahn and 2 others are accused of using fraud to get $600 million in federal disability payments from the government. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin is facing a lawsuit this morning.
Attorney General Andy Beshear filed the papers yesterday saying the governor did not have the authority to immediately cut state funding from higher education. Beshear is asking a judge to force the governor to release money that had been cut from state colleges and universities. Now, a hearing on the lawsuit has been scheduled for Thursday morning. The governor cut 4.5% in state funding, saying the money needed to go towards paying the state pension debt. But Beshear claims the cuts are illegal, saying the governor took money from a budget that had already been signed into law and that there's no projected shortfall.
This is not political. It's not Democrats versus Republicans. It's not about upcoming or future elections. It's not Bevin versus Beshear. It's not even about pensions versus higher education. It's about the law, and my duty as Attorney General to enforce it.
Governor Bevin said he's prepared to respond to Beshear's lawsuit as necessary in court. His office also released a statement saying in part, quote, given the amount of alleged corruption and personnel problems in the Office of Attorney General and his father's administration, it is clear that he is attempting to deflect attention away from his own challenges, end quote.
State House and Senate leaders will meet again today to try to reach an agreement on a state budget. Today was supposed to be the final day of the legislative session, but that has now been pushed back to Friday to give lawmakers more time to try to reach a deal. Leaders of both chambers say they are still confident they can send a budget to the governor this week and avoid a special session.
A Pulaski County judge has ordered a police chief to go to jail. Science Hill Police Chief Robbie Gossett's trial on theft charges was supposed to begin yesterday morning, but he wanted to change his plea and admit to many of the charges. In court, Gossett told the judge he made mistakes when calculating city money from utility bills. He was supposed to deposit the money in the bank.
Correctly reflect the cash written down on it and the checks written down on it. I did not. I'd always just put a total on it.
But the judge did not like the answer and refused to accept Gossett's guilty plea. He then ordered Gossett to be taken to jail without bond. He'll be back in court Friday when the judge said he'll set a new trial date. In Hardin County, investigators think a school bus driver may have had a medical emergency before her bus crashed. Police say the bus ran off the road yesterday afternoon and grazed a house before stopping near the front porch. Hardin County school leaders say surveillance video from that bus shows the driver likely had a seizure moments before the crash. She was taken to a Louisville hospital, but police say her injuries are non-life-threatening. School leaders say 50 students were on the bus at the time. Some of them were taken to the hospital as a precaution, but school leaders say they've since been released.
In Richmond, 3 teenagers are facing charges this morning after police arrested them in connection to car break-ins around the neighborhood. They say 19-year-old Daniel Claiborne and 2 15-year-olds have been charged with receiving stolen property. Claiborne also faces an unlawful transaction with a minor charge. Police say vehicles in the Churchill Drive area were broken into Sunday morning. They say they found the teenagers with guns, jewelry, and electronics that had been stolen from the cars. Also in Madison County, a teenager is facing several charges this morning after deputies say they found him in a stolen truck. Deputies say while they were approaching the truck, they saw a 19-year-old Brandon Hacker and 2 others in it. They say Hacker tried to take off, but deputies then hit a deputy's cruiser. The cruiser had some minor damage. Hacker was arrested. The 2 others were identified as missing juveniles in Madison County.
We've learned a Southern Kentucky woman was one of 2 people found dead in a hot tub in Tennessee over the weekend. Investigators identified them as 62-year-old Myra Smith Findle of Corbin and 63-year-old John Levin of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. They say the 2 were found dead in a hot tub at a rental cabin in Gatlinburg. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused their death, but they do not suspect foul play.
Federal investigators have released a preliminary report on that tourist helicopter crash that killed 5 people in the Smoky Mountains last week. Investigators say they have found indications that the helicopter's tail rotor may not have had power when it hit trees on the top of a ridge. The report still does not speculate on the cause of the crash. It does say the helicopter had plenty of fuel and the weather was clear at the time. The report also said the helicopter was up to date on all of its inspections.
Gas stations are everywhere, but if you drive an electric car, it's not easy to find a place to fill up. That will change now that the Kentucky Public Service Commission has given the green light for Kentucky Utilities and Louisville Gas and Electric to install up to 20 electric vehicle charging stations around the state. KU leaders say the stations will use digital display screens and quick pay options. Right now, they're exploring locations to host the 20 new stations.
University of Kentucky police want to make sure that anyone riding a moped on campus stays safe. UKPD has launched a new campaign that is designed to make people aware of Kentucky's moped laws. UK police say they've had some issues with mopeds on campus lately, including some accidents and some very close calls.
Recently, we had a serious accident involving 2 people that were riding double on a moped, which is not permitted. So that was another factor that we looked at. So what we're trying to do is really educate the public.
Under Kentucky law, only 1 person can be riding a moped at a time. You also can't use them on sidewalks or bike paths, and they have to be parked in a motorcycle space, not on a bike rack. UK police say if they see moped violations on campus, they'll start by issuing warnings and giving out educational materials. But if violations continue, they will start issuing citations.
Check your change. A new quarter is now heading into circulation featuring Cumberland Gap National Historical Park. It's the latest quarter released in the U.S. Mint's ongoing America the Beautiful Quarters program. Daniel Boone and other explorers went through Cumberland Gap to reach Kentucky and points west in the 1700s. Park leaders say they hope the quarter sparks interest in Cumberland Gap nationwide.
I told my brother I'd get him a quarter, and he said no. I want to get it when I get it in circulation because to me that's going to be that exciting moment.
The Cumberland Gap quarter is the 32nd in the America the Beautiful series. There will be a quarter for each state and U.S. territory. So we have to keep looking at our change. Right?
Collectible, right? You have to make the decision, will you spend it if you get one, right?
What will you do?
There you go. I'd probably keep one of those
Yeah,
around.
right?
5:10 our time on WKYT this morning.
Rewarded for drinking lots of coffee. That's something I can get behind, right? We'll take a look at Starbucks' new customer reward system ahead on WKYT this morning.
We're pushing the rain on out of here, and now the rain is flowing on out. The cooler air filters on in. We're going to talk about that and show you this big warm-up ahead coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We still have a little rain down toward the southeast as that front is trying to get over the mountainous region. It's going to take a little bit of time, about 2 to 4 hours before we start to see that be long gone. But the thing about this is we have the rain down south, which rain always, you have cloud cover with it, right? So with the cloud cover, it's keeping our temperatures a little bit warmer down toward the southeast than everywhere else. I'll show you that in just a few minutes. But now it's edging its way toward the 119 corridor. You work your way toward Bell County and then head off towards, say, Harlan County and Letcher County. So when the rain will start to increase as we go throughout the next hour or so. Whitley County still in that mix with Williamsburg. A few showers passing by, another 2 hours or so, and you can call it long gone. It's 33 now in Covington. And when we just checked that just about an hour ago, it was at 38 degrees. So things are really dropping off. The reason being, and remember we were in the 40s at the 4:30 newscast, reason being is cloud cover. It's moving on out. And we have the clouds down south and southeast, and that's why you see those temperatures in the mid-40s, which clouds make us a little bit warmer throughout the night. And so as we go through the day, we'll see mid-50s later on this afternoon, but look at this. We'll have plenty of sunshine, a lot of sunshine. So mid-50s, sunny skies. You put those together, and it's really not that bad of a day. We go through the evening and off into the night. Nothing really going on. It's pretty calm and quiet. And that is something you're going to hear coming out of my mouth the next 6 to 7 days. There is one day in the forecast that there's a slight chance of rain, 20–30%. But other than that, it's about the sunshine. It's about the nicer temperatures. Next 48 hours, yeah, the cooler air does settle in. Mid-50s today, that's below average. Then we head overnight and into tomorrow morning. We're not done with the frost. There is a frost advisory that will be in effect later on tonight and into tomorrow morning. So just got to keep that in mind. Keep the plants inside once again. Some of those ferns that maybe you went out and got, yeah, you want to bring them inside just in case. But full swing of sunshine as we head throughout the next several days. 70s are back in the forecast. And let me tell you this, there are a few weather models that are reading 80 degrees later on down the road. I mean, you got to get off towards Sunday, off into Monday. As of right now, we have it for the mid-70s. But for the most part, I mean, you're talking about a really nice forecast. 50s today, which isn't bad, still on the cool side. Pretty nice tomorrow, except for that frosty start. Thursday is your small chance of rain, 20–30%, mainly for southern Kentucky, but that's it. And we may even have to drop that if the trend continues to dry that on out. Then we have Friday off into your weekend, the blue-white game. You got the big spring game going on. Remember, it's free. It's out at Commonwealth Stadium at noontime. Perfect timing to get out there and maybe just at least watch a half. I mean, if you even have kids, getting out there when the tailgates are going on, it's always fun just to let the kids walk around. So perfect weather for it. You're talking 74 degrees and sunny on Saturday. I mean, you really can't ask for a better weather there for the weekend. And this weekend is jam-packed with big events, so it's good to go.
I'm excited.
All green light, yeah.
People are pent up, ready for some real spring weather,
they are.
right? All right. Thank you, Micah. The time this morning is 5:16 on WKYT. Great to have you along on your Tuesday.
When we return, we'll have a look at your money.
We have a salad recall to tell you about, plus a new Starbucks rewards program starts today. I'm Hannah Daniels in New York. I'll have those stories and much more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Good morning. We're rolling up on 5:20. Great to have you along here on this Tuesday as we get this new day underway. It's going to be a nice one. And the new Starbucks rewards program starts out today.
And we've got details on the latest salad recall. Hannah Daniels has the latest on your money.
A tough start to the week on Wall Street on Monday. The Dow closed down 20 points. The Nasdaq dropped 17. Tesla is voluntarily recalling almost 3,000 Model X SUVs made before March 26th. The automaker's own test showed third-row seats could fold forward in a crash. Tesla says customers will be notified when parts for repair are available, adding they have received no complaints of injuries. Reser's Fine Foods is recalling its refrigerated salads in 29 states after possible listeria contamination. The various salads are sold under different names at stores like Walmart and Safeway. The affected products have use-by dates ranging from April 27th to May 16th of this year and are always followed by a stamped number 10. For a complete list of recall salads, head to the company's website. The new Starbucks reward program starts today. The program will now be based on how much customers spend in the coffee shop and not how often they make purchases. So instead of earning 1 star per visit, members will earn 2 stars for every dollar they spend. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Hannah Daniels.
All right, so the Starbucks program will help some, and others, you know, it depends on what you spend now.
Right,
Laura. So,
and I think you have to collect more points now to get your free coffee.
Yeah, so see how it all goes. 5:21 on WKYT this morning. Good to have you along here on your Tuesday.
Sports is next.
The UK softball Wildcats looking for a little history last night. Also, the Reds and Cubs have a head-scratcher of a game, and a high-profile boys basketball coach quickly resigns. I'll give you the details coming up in sports.
So up a little rain down toward the southeast. That's where you're seeing some of those light showers continue to just truck on through. They're really not moving all that much. When I came in this morning, they were just south of the Hal Rogers Parkway, and you know what? They're still just south of the Hal Rogers Parkway, not really moving all that much. But I will tell you this. Cloud cover is starting to push on out, which means that system is moving slowly but surely down toward the southeast. 39 now in Lexington, where the clouds have disappeared, is where we're starting to see those cooler conditions. A little milder down toward the south and southeast, but it's a chilly start nonetheless. We have the afternoon cool, but it is sunny. 56 degrees, so it's cooler than yesterday, but 56 and sunny isn't all that bad. And then we get in the 60s and 70s after today, which I'll show you my full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Let's check out sports, see what's going on.
Good morning, everybody. Last night, the UK softball Wildcats not only looking for a sweep of 9th-ranked LSU, but also some history along the way. Third inning, runners on the corners. This is how UK scored its first run. Abby Cheek walks. LSU pitcher Carly Hoover appears to call time, but the umpire doesn't grant it. Nikki Sagerman sees what's going on. She scampers home from third to give UK a 1-0 lead. That is immediately followed by an RBI base hit to right by Breanne Ray. Christian Stokes scores, and it's 2-0 Kentucky. SEC Pitcher of the Week, Kelsey Nunley, dealing. In the 6th, bases loaded. She gets the strikeout to end the inning, and then in the 7th, she gets the comebacker, and UK gets the sweep, but they also shut out the Tigers during the entire series. That has never happened before in the history of Wildcats softball. The Reds on the road for the first time this season, going into Wrigley Field for the Cubs opening night. Cincinnati up 1-0 in the 3rd. Billy Hamilton, who's been struggling at the plate, drives one that just reaches the basket and left. 2-0 Reds. Pitcher Brandon Finnegan had a no-hitter into the 7th inning, but with 2 outs, David Ross drops a single into left field. That was it for the no-hitter, and apparently, well, eventually that'd be it for the Reds. In the 8th, the Reds up 3-2. Addison Russell tags Jumbo Diaz with this drive into the left center field bleachers. 3-run homer. Cubs go up 5-3, and after being no-hit for 6 2/3 innings, the Cubs rally to win it 5-3. In boys basketball news, Southwestern coach Steve Wright resigned on Monday, 3 wins shy of 700 in his career. Wright was at Southwestern for the last 5 seasons, compiling a 121-41 mark with a Sweet 16 Final Four appearance in 2012. Wright also coached at Laurel County and South Laurel for 21 years, winning 7 region championships and the 2005 Sweet 16 state title. That's a look at sports this morning. Have a great day.